everybody? This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and I'm coming to you from the house because we have some latest injury news that we need to talk about going on with the Seahawks and the Rams ahead of this massive game on Thursday night. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on any opportunities to see any Seahawks news videos. We're going to have those out every single day. 365. Shout out the Seahawks. But what's more important is that you don't want to miss our watch party that we're going to have on Thursday night. We'll be live an hour before kickoff. So come in, hang out, have a good time with us. Make sure that you have your popcorn ready. Make sure that you're ready for this big game and all of the meaning that it has for our Seattle Seahawks. All right. So I want to dive into the Devante Adams injury news first. Then, of course, we'll dive into what's going on with Charles Cross second. Now, it does sound like the Rams are going to have Devante Adams be a game time decision. Basically meaning don't expect to see him on the practice report. Don't expect them to come out and say whether he will be active or not until the very last moment. They are going to give Devante Adams every opportunity to play in this game. 100% get it. It makes complete sense. The Seahawks did this early on in the year with Devon Witherspoon. Now, the big reasoning for the Rams to do this, if he's able to even just get out there, you don't need Devante Adams at his age, with his speed now, to be out on the field for 30, 40 offensive snaps. You need him in the low red zone. He's a big-bodied receiver. He's a guy who can go up and high point the ball still. I mean, just look at how many touchdowns he has on the year. He's leading the Rams in touchdowns, over in double digits already. He's a guy that, while he might not be peak, Green Bay Davante Adams, he's still very good at his craft and can still do a lot of very good things for the Rams. So they're going to hold off and they're going to wait until as late as possible. Another reason for them doing this, and I think it's a smart, heady move by Sean McVay, obviously Mike Macdonald's doing the same thing with Charles Cross, is you're not giving them any advantage unless you have to, or at least I should say until you have to. The Seahawks still have to kind of go into this game assuming that Devante Adams is going to play and have a game plan for him. Now, they're going to have a game plan for him not to be able to go as well, but it is very important to the Rams to not tip their hand until they have to. There's a reason why a lot of really smart football people compare football to chess or compare it to war, right? You don't want to give your opponent an advantage unless you absolutely have to. The Seahawks, knowing that Devante Adams not being able to play in a game, that would be giving them an advantage that they don't have to necessarily give them. What I think is fascinating and I think is actually really smart here by the Rams is treat everything like a walkthrough practice, just like the Seahawks are doing, but make it very clear every single day. Hey, Devante Adams, he ain't out yet. He ain't out yet. He ain't out yet. Make sure that he is in the headlines. Make sure that everybody knows that he could potentially come back, because there is still an avenue where even if he has a bad hamstring, even if his hamstring is going to hamper him from running down the field for 30, 40 yards, he's still effective running a 5-yard route. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, and Devante Adams is smart as you know what. He knows how to get open still in the NFL, and I think that he would have a fantastic ability to still get open despite the hamstring injury. What is important to note with Devante Adams, though, Rick Woolen, shut him down. He is a uniquely talented corner that can go stride for stride with Devante. He is large, he is long, and he is lanky. While he might not be as strong as Devante, and we saw that on that touchdown, the rest of that game, Devante Adams didn't catch a ball. Devante Adams was not able to get open against Rick Woolen. And so you could kind of say that Rick Woolen is the Devante Adams stopper. I would be fascinated to see if they do use him in the low red zone. Does Rick Woolen match up against him again? And if he does, is he able to shut him down in the same way that he shut down Devante Adams in that first matchup? I do want to talk about the 13 personnel here in just a moment, but I do want to make sure that you know about our new sponsor, Rocket Money. Most of us know we should take control of our finances, but it's hard to know where to start. Rocket Money gives you the clarity and confidence to take that first step helping you cut wasteful spending and take meaningful action towards your financial goals. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat today. That's rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. Very excited to have Rocket Money a part of the Seahawks Today family. Okay, so let's talk about 13 personnel because I saw this in my comment section as well. The Rams run it more than anybody else in the NFL right now, and they're running it at an extremely effective rate. What does 13 personnel mean? Well, it means they've got 3 tight ends out on the field. Remember, though, the Seahawks absolutely shut down that 13 personnel because you have a freak of all freaks in Nick Emmanwori. He is big enough to guard the tight ends like a linebacker. What I mean by that is if Tyler Higbee or any of the rest of that crew there playing tight end for the Rams try to get off the line of scrimmage, Nick Emmanwori can strike them hard enough to keep them on the LOS. Now, if they go into a blocking scheme where they're trying to run the football with Williams or with Korb, he is strong enough to attack them and get off the block. We just saw what he did against Quentin Nelson, the Indianapolis Colts all-pro guard. Imagine what he can do to a tight end. Nick Emmanwori, basically nullifies that 13 personnel. Most teams, in fact, no other team has a Nick Emmanwori other than maybe the Baltimore Ravens because of what Kyle Hamilton can do, right? So when you have a freak of all freak at that safety position, it can kind of shut down that 13 personnel because most people in my DMs are saying, hey, Will, I'm not worried about Davante Adams playing or not playing. I'm worried about 13 personnel. I think that the Rams should be more worried about how they use their 13 personnel against the Seahawks because I think the Seahawks showed that they can shut it down, and they can shut it down because Nick Emmanwori. Do got to ask you, though, are you nervous for tomorrow night? Yes or no in the comment section. I wouldn't say that I'm nervous, but I need Thursday to get here. I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock and roll. I need Thursday to get here right now. Okay, now let's get into what's going on with Charles Cross. Charles Cross missed practice again on Wednesday. Bad news, it's a walkthrough. So it's not even like he missed a padded practice. It's not one of those situations where, hey, you know what, we want him to go shells, everyone else is going full go. No. He did not practice. And I think we're at a point now where if we're talking about Charles Cross, we have to go into this game assuming that Charles Cross is not going to play. When you have a hamstring injury like that, even for an offensive lineman, which let's be honest, offensive linemen, we don't have to run as much. And I can say we because I used to play the position in college. Shout out to me. When you play offensive line, sometimes those hamstring injuries aren't as big of a factor in whether you can play or not. But if Charles Cross is unable to go through a walkthrough, I have a hard time seeing him being able to go out on Thursday night and shut down a guy like Jared Verse. Now, there is still an opportunity. There is still a chance that he's able to go. The Seahawks are doing the smart thing. They're not saying anything outright, but I think it's massive that he's not at practice. We are going to have to hope that Josh Jones can come in and be serviceable, which he has shown that he can be. I feel a lot better about Josh Jones coming in at tackle than I might necessarily feel about Christian Haynes, and I hope that he doesn't make me eat those words. I just feel like at that tackle position, we have a really strong backup. Is he going to be what Charles Cross is? Absolutely not. And you have to find a way, if I'm Josh Jones, to really road grade early. Make those defensive ends and edge rushers feel uncomfortable in LA. The weather is going to be a gigantic factor on Thursday night. We have to be able to run the football. I actually kind of expect this game to be low scoring. I went out and I gave a score prediction, and I'm going to stick with it. But I do feel like that score is going to be very low because of the weather that's happening right now in Washington State, specifically in Seattle. So you have to be able to run the football. Can the Seahawks run the football with Josh Jones at that left tackle spot? We're going to find out on Thursday night. But boy, oh boy, do I really hope so. Before I get out of here, one last time, what is your one-word reaction to the Charles Cross injury? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling excited? Are you worried? Hopefully you're not excited unless you're a Rams fan. I'll tell you right now, I'm optimistic, meaning I'm optimistic that he can play. I'm optimistic that Josh Jones will succeed if he is unable to play. But I got to look at this glass half full because this is the biggest game of our lives. The Seahawks can do this. Everything is out in front of them, but they have to find a way to win this football game. If the Seahawks don't find a way to win this football game, then life gets a whole lot more interesting the final 2 weeks of the year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Seahawks Today. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Don't miss our watch party on Thursday night. We have a great time. Just ask Kimberly. And most importantly, thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you next time.